Good afternoon, Rumblers. This is Tate Brown here holding it down for Tim Pool. How is everyone doing today? We are here at Timcast Live. We're taking you into the afternoon of the Rumble morning lineup. We had Steven Crowder rating us, or he will be rating us. I don't know specifically when that happens because I'm locked in on you guys. So I'm assuming there's a raid happening at some point. It's going to be great. But we got some huge story today. A really big story is the New York Appeals Court has thrown out Trump's $454 million civil fraud judgment. This is a huge dub for Trump. This is getting, what's the meme? It's like, how's Trump going to wriggle out of the jam this time? And then he easily wriggles out of the jam. I think he just has some sort of divine appointment. I don't know what it is. We also have Kristi Noem. She wants to start an ICE Airlines. I mean, honestly, that sounds like an upgrade from Delta and American Airlines. If we're being completely honest, I think I would fly on ICE Airlines. So we're going to get into that. We also have Cracker Barrel. I'm absolutely livid about this. I had to calm down before the show, actually. I was pursuing, there was different substances that I was using to really cope with the rebrand. I'm really not happy about it. I think every red-blooded American patriot feels the same way. And then we will be joined at the half-hour mark by the quartering, Jeremy Hambley, the legend. Oh, yeah, nice. He's coming on to hang out.
Oh.
And we got producer Serge here. He's holding it down in the producer chair, which is fantastic. We appreciate that. With that, let's get into the show. But first, we got Cask Brew Coffee. Oh, my goodness. Cask Brew Coffee. You got to get you some. It is wonderful. It's like a heavenly elixir. I don't know if we're allowed to say that with the FDA. I would say that's an accurate description. It's not in the ingredients. The ingredients are coffee beans. But we have some great blends here. We have the Appalachian Nights. We got the Stand Your Grounds whole bean. And we have Ian's Graphene Dream. Now, I've said it before. I'll say it again. We had our live events the last few weekends, or the previous to last weekend, however you say it. That bag of coffee sold like hotcakes. It was flying off the shelves. Everyone was scrambling. I mean, it looked like a FEMA camp, like they dropped an aid package in the middle. I mean, people were going crazy for it. So luckily you can buy it online. You don't have to endure the massive lines to buy the coffee from Charlie. You can just grab you a bag online. It's a wonderful thing. So head on over to caskbrew.com, get you some coffee. And after you're done, head to shop.boonieshq.com. Grab you a skateboard. We got the Declaration of Independence. It's a beautiful thing. Look, it's got an American flag on it. We got the Be Gay and Don't Be Gay boards. No comment. We have the Uncancelable board, which is fantastic. It's a logo that was legend. You know, the legendary logo in the skating community was the Independent Brands logo. Last 10 years, of course, cancel culture sunk its teeth in, and people got a little spooked with the logo, so they tossed it. They said, you're an evil person if you use it. That's where Boonies came in. Boonies said, nope, we're putting it on a skateboard and we don't care. Cancel culture's dead. So if you want to declare war on cancel culture yourself, you can head on over to shop.boonieshq.com and buy you a board. We have some other boards here if you're into 28th Amendment, if you're into chickens, why not? I mean, you got the Richie Jackson, right? But we have some fantastic boards. But I digress. Let's get into the news from ABC News. Appeals Court throws out Trump's $454 million civil fraud judgment. Oh my. This dropped like 30 minutes before showtime. It was crazy. Tim is out. He's still out. Hopefully he'll be back Monday. We'll see. But he did rush up here. He is still working, right? Just because he's not on camera, he's still working. There's a lot of work to be done here at Timcast. He ran up here and said, "Did you see the news?" I mean, it was like, I thought RFK was in here for a second. I mean, it was crazy. And I was like, I mean, that's how recent it was. I was preparing for the show as is. And he goes, you got to see the news. Look, there's this, that. Crazy. Big story. So let's get into it from ABC News. A New York appeals court has thrown out the $500 million civil fraud judgment handed down last year against President Donald Trump, his family, and his company. The appellate division's first department upheld last year's ruling, finding Trump, his eldest sons, and his business liable for a decade's worth of business fraud. The appellate court, however, found the penalty of $454 million to be an excessive fine at odds with the Eighth Amendment. Quote, the documentary The documentary evidence supports the Supreme Court's conclusion that the Attorney General made a prima facie. Oh gosh, I struggle with these legal terms. Prima facie. Showing that each defendant participated in the fraudulent scheme, the opinion said. The trial record is also replete with evidence supporting the court's determination that the individual defendants had the requisite intent to defraud, a necessary element of each penal law claim. However, said the opinion, while harm certainly occurred, it was not the cataclysmic harm that can justify a nearly $500 million award to the state. This decision allows either side to pursue an appeal to the state's highest court, the New York Court of Appeals. Today's ruling by the New York Appeals Court is a resounding victory for President Trump and his company, wrote Trump's former personal attorney, Alina Habba, who represented Trump at the trial and was later named interim U.S. Attorney for New Jersey. Quote, the court struck down the outrageous and unlawful $464 million penalty, confirming what we have said from the beginning: the Attorney General's case was politically motivated, legally baseless, and grossly excessive. I'll keep reading here. After a 3-month civil trial last year, New York Judge Arthur Engoron found Trump liable for committing a decade of business fraud by inflating his net worth to secure better business deals, allegedly. In his written decision, he said that Trump and his co-defendants engaged in fraud that, quote, leaped off the page and shocked the conscious, including wrongly claiming that Trump's penthouse was 3 times its actual size and valuing his Mar-a-Lago estate as a personal residence rather than a social club. This is, again, what he wrote. Their complete lack of contrition and remorse borders on pathological. They are accused of only inflating asset values to make more money. The documents prove this over and over again. He claims he's incapable of admitting the error of his ways. This is where we get into Trump here. The former president has long criticized the case as politically motivated, correct, true, facts, including during an impromptu closed statement he delivered in court last year where he declared himself a, quote, innocent man. So true. Quote, I've been persecuted by someone running for office, Trump said, referring to New York Attorney General Letitia James, who brought the case. Quote, the statute is vicious. It doesn't give me jury. It takes away my rights. Fact check, true. So we'll keep reading here. Trump has denied wrongdoing and argued that the alleged victims in the case were sophisticated counterparties who eagerly agreed to go into business with the Trump organization and profited from the deals. Those arguments formed the crux of his appeal filed in July, in which his lawyers argued that James violated the statute of limitations, misapplied the relevant law, and encouraged an exclusive penalty. We have a statement here. Trump may have put a statement up by now, but as of Showtime, this was the closest we have from the executive VP of the Trump organization, Eric Trump. Total victory in the sham New York Attorney General's case. After 5 years of HE double hockey sticks, justice prevailed. So, I mean, look, lawfare against Trump. This is something that unfortunately we've grown accustomed to, which obviously should not be the case for a former president. They should be, you see like with Bush and Clinton and all that, they all get to hang out and pass mints around. But Trump is not included in the boys club. No, he is always in court. They're taking mug shots of him left and right. Everyone's shooting at him. I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous, the treatment he's received for simply trying to make America great again. They paint him as this radical. They paint him as this dictator, this fascist, you name it, whatever evil name you can think of, they've thrown at him. But every single time, without avail, he comes out on top. I mean, I think this is just demoralizing if you're a leftist. Like, no matter what you do, whatever you try to throw at this guy, it falls short every single time. And he comes out with the fist up and pounding his chest. I mean, it's embarrassing at this point to be on the left. This was I would say this was the last big case post election. Obviously, a lot of the other cases were dismissed or resolved prior to his inauguration, but this was a big, outstanding one. Obviously, a $500 million fine is nothing to balk at. So this being overturned, obviously a huge story. It's going to obviously continue to develop. We wait for a statement from Trump, maybe what their next moves are. But this demonstrates the fact that if we go back to the article here, let me look at what the appellate division said. While the harm certainly occurred, it was not the cataclysmic harm that can justify a nearly $500 million award to the state. If we look at this last little bit here, cataclysm that can justify. I mean, look, this is a soft concession here that what the way the AG was behaving was malicious. The AG, there's a level of corruption here, but this certainly demonstrates that there was a level of lawfare occurring here, that the AG had an axe to grind with a individual, Donald Trump in this case, and she pursued a ridiculous penalty, a sky-high penalty. This creates an interesting situation for the DOJ. This puts the ball in their court, right? That's the saying. It gives them a chance to now respond, because if you remember this was about a week ago. This is from NBC News.
Oh yeah.
The DOJ investigating New York AG office and Senator Adam Schiff. Adam Schiff stole most of the headlines from this this story, but the Letitia James, the DOJ obviously is already probing Letitia James' office, ironically, for mortgage fraud. So, if we look here, a senior law enforcement grand jury seated will investigate the James mortgage fraud allegations, and a grand jury in Maryland will investigate the allegations against Schiff. All this to say, one sec. All this to say, the DOJ, the wheels are already turning to start going on offense. If there's one way to describe the Trump admin's actions thus far, in general, would be offense. It's rare because usually Republicans are just there to slow down the Democrats' agenda. This is the first time I remember, and people that are far older than me would agree. This is the first time we've seen a Republican go on offense. It's a beautiful thing. We're seeing here, look, Schiff and James denying wrongdoing. Obviously, I mean, what are they going to come out and say? Yeah, I did that. I defrauded. Yeah, that was fun. It was a nice weekend. We went down to Maryland. We burned a few checks, and it was a great time. So no, they obviously deny it. Look, the DOJ's got options here, right? You don't have to just get kicked in the chiclets like they've been doing and just take it. I think this gives us the chance to go on offense, and as they should, because absolutely ridiculous corrupt levels of corruption from the AG office, where they just, I mean, I'll be curious to see if there's what level of collaboration there was between Letitia James and figures above her pay grade. As Trump noted in his statement, she's running for election. And then obviously Eric Trump here, sham case. That's absolutely what's going on here. So once again, gives the DOJ grounds to go on offense, and we'll see how this develops. But yeah, this is massive. This is huge for Trump. Once again, Teflon Don, nothing seems to stick to him. He just always comes out on top. I don't know how he does it. So we'll stay tuned. We'll see what happens. With that, let's get into the next story from NBC News. Kristi Noem is pushing for ICE to buy and operate a fleet of deportation planes, sources say. Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem is pushing for Immigration and Customs Enforcement to use an influx of funds to buy, own, and operate its own fleet of airplanes to deport immigrants. Two sources familiar with the discussions told NBC News. Former officials said that ICE owning and maintaining its own planes would be costly, but could make it easier for the agency to potentially double the number of people it deports each month. ICE uses charter planes to deport immigrants and has done so for years. The agency has typically chartered 8 to 14 planes at a time for deportation flights, according to Jason Hauser, who served as the ICE Chief of Staff from 2022 to 2023. That would be a great job to be the ICE chief of staff during the Biden years. You just sit around and play on Clash of Clans on your phone all day. I mean, legitimately, you wouldn't have anything to do because the Biden administration was not doing any immigration enforcement. It was basically just turnstiles at the border. So if you want one of those fake email jobs that you're seeing like on TikTok, or they have these, these younger girls who just sit in an office all day and like drink coffee and film TikToks. You already missed the bus because you could have just worked at ICE from 2021 to 2024. That would have been the gig for you. Anyway, so this expert on immigration, Jacob Hauser, speaks up here. He said that this allowed the Biden administration to deport roughly 15,000 immigrants per month on charter flights. If the goal is to get 30 to 35,000 removals a month, you would need to double the number of planes, Hauser said, or purchase roughly 30 planes. With a guaranteed set of 30 or more planes, ICE wouldn't be constrained with the limits of the companies it contracts with, which charter their planes to multiple clients. The Trump administration has vowed to deport 1 million undocumented immigrants per year. ICE deported 100,000 to 150,000 in his first 6 months in office, according to internal data that includes voluntary self-departures in which immigrants left the U.S. on their own. The exact number of undocumented immigrants in the U.S. is disputed, but is estimated to be in the millions. Oh, you think? Well, kind of was that. That's their bold estimate, that it's potentially in the millions. Okay, all right. Thanks, NBC, for that. It can cost $80 million to $400 million to buy a commercial airliner, according to aviation experts at the Pilot Institute, a company that trains pilots. Purchasing 30 passenger jets at that price range could cost $2.4 billion to $12 billion. But it's unclear if ICE could lower the price per plane by buying a large number of them. DHS did not respond for comment. Look, the big beautiful bill gave ICE a war chest. Billions upon tens of billions of dollars. The American people, I say it almost every time on the show because immigration keeps coming up, but it is the issue. It is the issue for MAGA. I mean, 100%. You could go back to the RNC, people, like the science people were even said mass deportations now. They weren't saying, let's try and get a few out here and there. Maybe we can secure the border. They're saying, no, we want a mass clearing. We want mass deportations. We're sick and tired of resources in this country being sucked up by people that shouldn't be here. End of story. So, people are, laughing and jeering. South Park was ribbing at Kristi Noem. Yeah, but she has a mandate. She has a mandate here for mass deportations. And look, if you got to buy a few airplanes to get it done, I mean, look, it works for it works for some of these like prosperity gospel preachers, like Kenneth Copeland or whatever. It works out. The private jet, he's able to get there too. So maybe, I don't know, you could talk to him. Maybe he has some ideas on some potential airplane options. That could be a nice connection to make. But yeah, I mean, let's get it done. Come on, with 30 to 35,000 removals a month, that's still kind of low. I mean, obviously that's just one way of getting them out, is via plane. You can still do the self-deportation and that sort of thing, but we have the money now. We have the money to play around with. Let's do it. I like it. Like I said at the top of the show too, bit envious of these illegals. I mean, if you've taken a commercial flight recently, I mean, you might as well be on a deportation flight, or you'll wish, sometimes you'd be wishing you were. If you've flown to Hartsfield-Jackson Airport in Atlanta.
On Southwest?
On South. Oh my gosh, on Southwest. I mean, you'd probably you'd rather be going to Honduras. I mean, good grief.
Radicalized.
Jeez. I mean, yeah. So, look, good on Noem. Let's get it done. There's also some other plans in the works with ICE. I mean, like, this is great. They're getting wacky and wild. Nebraska. This is from AP. Nebraska announces plan for immigration detention center dubbed the Cornhusker Clink. Let's go. I just wanted to pull this article up to read the names. This is great. Let's do it. So Southwest corner, Trump, and yeah, that's good. Sure, build it. Whatever. That sounds great. We need more beds. The facility will be dubbed the Cornhusker Clink, a play on Nebraska's nickname of the Cornhusker State and an old slang term for jail. The alliterative name follows in the vein of the previously announced Alligator Alcatraz based and Deportation Depot.
Yeah, so good.
That's so good. That's what I've been calling Home Depot recently in Patriot circles. It's been a nickname for it, Home Depot. Oh, you're going to the Deportation Depot? There's still not a good one for Lowe's. I think leaves is the only thing you can really think of, but
That's pretty good.
detention center, and the Speedway Slammer in Indiana. I really like that one. That one's nice. The governor, Jim Pillen, said he and DHS Secretary Kristi Noem had agreed to use a minimum security prison work camp in McCook, a remote city of about 7,000 people in the middle of the wide open prairies between Denver and Omaha, to house people awaiting deportation and being held for other immigration proceedings. It is expected to be a Midwest hub for detainees from several states. Let's get it done. I like it. I really just like the name. I think if we can pursue as many alliterative names as possible, playing off of local geography and state nicknames, I think we'll be in business. So let's get it done. You may have seen this video yesterday doing the rounds. Speaking of ICE, this is in DC with the lockdown. I'll just it's a long video, so I'll kind of skim through it. But this is the headline, and this is the libs are freaking out about it. This was reported from NBC here in our nation's capital. Just saw DC police plus federal agents detain a man on the National Mall. He appeared to try to escape, then was quickly tackled to the ground by several agents and was screaming in Spanish, quote, "Please, I'm not a criminal. I work here. I want to be with my family." Wow, this sounds so sad. Oh, no. Look, he clearly didn't do anything wrong. They clearly are just picking on him, right? No. Oh, no. He just wants to be here with his family, guys. No. Oh, stand with him. No. Oh, this is so sad. Oh, no, please, we got to let him stay. Oh, he's a pedophile. Oh, okay. Oh, this is who they're defending. Oh, okay. This is why does this keep happening? Why do the libs, every time they got one of these cats and they lose their mind over it, they're actually just turn out to be a pedophile? This happens almost every time at this point.
What's happening, man?
There's a lot of pedophiles. I mean, what's going on? It's getting crazy out there. This is from the Daily Mail. A migrant who anguished. They have the best head. It's so poetic. Who anguished liberals by howling, "I just want to be with my family," during ICE arrest is a suspected pedophile.
A little sus.
Yeah, jeez. I'm sure he does want to be with his family. Anyway, a migrant who anguished liberals by howling like a dog, David Perez Teofani. What is that, Ellis Island maybe? Or no, I think that's probably Mayflower, I would say.
Yeah.
Probably a Mayflower. It's probably on the Civil War registry.
Waspy name.
Very waspy, yeah. So he might have just gotten caught up in this. Clearly he's, a heritage American. Anyway, Perez Teofani was taken into custody Wednesday by ICE based on the National Mall in D.C. of Mexico. He initially appeared calm as he exited his blue SUV, completely surrounded. "Sir, oh my gosh, please, no. Oh, I'm just gonna." Liberals were Liberals were outraged by the takedown, suggesting it was unjust, with one saying, "His cries hit me in the gut," while another claimed, "We're better than this." Are we really? I mean, are you saying we're better than this as in we're better than this guy? Because I agree, this guy shouldn't be here. We are better than this. The DHS since revealed that Perez Teofani was arrested in Fairfax County last year for aggravated sexual assault of a child under 13. Obviously, I'm not laughing about that. That's horrifying. And this guy should have YouTube TOS violations done to him for doing this. Yeah, liberals. I'm laughing because liberals, they defend people like this quite often, pretty much every time, actually. So, yeah, business as usual. Also on the DC takeover, we have from the Washington Post, ICE is joining DC police patrols. Moped drivers are an early target. Yes! If you live in a city, right? If you live in I'm an exiled New Yorker. Serge here is an exiled Angelino. Me and him, we spent a lot of time in DC. These moped drivers.
Oh my.
I think it's a game for them. I think they think they're in Frogger, or perhaps their IQ is just so low that they just can't comprehend that cars move both directions. These guys are like psychopaths. I'm sure a couple of them are good guys, right? I'm not saying all moped drivers are evil. The Italians certainly figured out the moped situation, but look, we're not dealing with Italians here. We're dealing with, most of them from Central and South America being detained. These delivery drivers, I don't know what it is with these guys. First of all, if you're ordering delivery a lot, that you do have a role to play in this. And I have it. Look, I've been known to DoorDash every once in a while, right? I'm not saying I'm a Boy Scout or anything, but we are propping up this industry, the delivery driver industry. This is on all of us, okay? And honestly, when you order DoorDash and you look at the bill afterwards, where you just spent $35 on like 2 McChickens, you do get that post DoorDash clarity, and you do feel bad. And I think when you see articles like this, that ICE is having to clean up our messes for ordering DoorDash, this should be a call. This should be a conviction to stop ordering DoorDash. Great work from ICE. Get these moped guys out of here. They're total psychopaths. They're flying all over the roads. They think it's a game. I'm sure it's really fun, right? Like if I were from Honduras, like this would probably be a blast, but I'm not. Get them out. There's one more story I wanted to get to where I need like 4 hours to talk about this. I mean, this is horrifying stuff, ladies and gentlemen. I had to do a lot. I had to do some, some transcendental meditation yesterday. I mean, I was going absolutely ballistic. I was punching drywall. I was really having a Patriot crash out, quite frankly, last night. I mean, I was absolutely furious. Cracker Barrel unveils new simplified logo. Our story hasn't changed. Look what they've done. Look what they did. Look what they did. Look at this. That's what it used to be. It used to be a beautiful thing. These bastards. Sorry. Look what they...
Neo-corporatism?
Serge, you mind the takeover? How do you see this as a red-blooded American, right? Your family trotted off the Mayflower. They wanted a new life. They wanted to be liberated from the old world. And we built something beautiful. We built Cracker Barrel. I mean, come on. It's the only restaurant that has a pregame lobby. You walk in, oh, your table's not ready yet. That's fine. I'll do a little shopping. I'll chop it up with the other diners, Maybe we'll get a booth. Maybe we'll be seated under the horse castrator. Who knows? It's like so exciting being in the pregame lobby. You're looking at candles. You're looking at quilts, puzzles. Dude, and then you sit down and you order the grandma sampler. Or you get crazy and you build your own breakfast sampler. I mean... It's a tremendous thing. And Cracker Barrel was this great equalizer, right? Like you're on a road trip. Say you're with the family, right? Someone wants to do Taco Bell, someone wants to do McDonald's, someone wants to do Logan's Roadhouse. There's a lot of division in the car. And then you see a Cracker Barrel and it's just kind of this like, I know it's a concession because everyone is, it wasn't their first choice, but it never felt like a concession, right?
Yeah, neutral ground.
It felt like it felt like a public square amongst a divided car. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. So, if you're a red-blooded American patriot, this place really has a special place in your heart. It's a beautiful thing. And then yesterday, they dropped a nuclear bomb right in the heart and soul of America with this crap.
Dude, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
What is this, Silicon Valley? What are we doing here? What is this? What is this? Getting a lot of heat. Oh, that's saying the messages that were being sent in the group chats last night, put you on a watch list right away. People are absolutely furious. And get this. I was ranting and raving, and this gentleman right here, this Patriot Trump Vermectin, great name, he drops this in my replies. And I came unglued. I really did. I really came unglued. I almost wrecked my car. Tate, yes, I'm listening. They also made the game a woke libtard version where they don't insult you anymore for being a retard and leaving multiple pegs. Look at this. Look what they've done. It used to be this. It used to be like, oh, if you left more than 2 pegs, you're an idiot, right? That's what they did. Serge is zooming in here. I know you all remember this, right? And you'd play the game, and when you're a kid, you can't quite figure it out because you don't know the rules. You leave a few pegs behind, and they mock you. And then this is what they do now. Everyone's a winner, right? Everyone gets a participation trophy. It's this woke crap. And this is what they've done. Leave only 1, you're a genius. I know. Leave 2, rocking the chair, but not the game. Whatever that means. Leave 3 or more, no reason to be embarrassed. Try again. No, there's a huge reason to be embarrassed. You're an idiot. You left more than 3 pegs. It's not that hard. We're not playing, we're not assembling rockets here. Good grief. So thankfully, patriots are reacting strongly with their vitriol. and we're grinding the Cracker Barrel stock into the ground. I disavow as a Timcast host, right? Because, we're not making any financial recommendations. I'm just illustrating a point that patriots are very upset. And look, I want to share this. This is a friend of mine, Grant. This cracker will be boycotting Cracker Barrel until they do the right thing. People are furious. Patriots are furious, and the cracker community has had enough. We want the barrel back. We want the cracker back. We want it all. So with that, we're going to get into our story. We're going to get into our interview portion with the quartering Jeremy Hambley, which is really exciting stuff. I got to tease the story out for quick. But if you're still watching, thanks for watching. We'll be back tonight with Timcast IRL at 8 p.m. It's going to be a great show. Be there, come hang out, and we'll see you in the next one.